We begin with that devastating plane crash and the mystery of what brought it down. Pieces of the Russian passenger jet scattered across the Egyptian desert. Investigators say it broke apart in midair, something that rarely happens. Now the search for clues in the wreckage and for the remains of the 224 people who were on board. The jet's black box is already in hand, the first bodies returning home. An ISIS group quickly taking responsibility, but that claim is being met with skepticism tonight. ABC's Alex Marquardt started us off from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt tonight.
The charred debris scattered over 8 square miles across the barren and hilly desert. Today, Russian investigators on the scene inspected the wreckage. The plane split in two. A Russian aviation official said the Airbus 321 broke up in midair. But why? There are few answers tonight. The Metrojet flight took off just before 6 a.m. on Saturday from the popular resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh for St. Petersburg. Families posted final pictures before they took off, including this father and daughter as they boarded the plane. It climbed steadily to 31,000 feet before it started to quickly lose altitude. And 23 minutes after takeoff, it disappeared from radar.
Looking at the tail section sitting alone in the desert is very telling. If that came off first, then the question is, was it a bomb or was it structural failure?
The ISIS-linked group in the Sinai quickly claimed responsibility, but intelligence officials say they don't have the missiles that could take out a plane that high. Egypt says no distress call from the cockpit. But today, the ex-wife of the co-pilot told Russian TV he had repeatedly complained about the technical state of the plane, including on the morning of the crash. Russia declared today a national day of mourning as families grapple with their devastating losses. You lose your kids, this grieving mother said. Life is finished. Those black boxes will now be taken back to Moscow to try to unlock the mystery of this crash. In the meantime, 4 major international airlines have announced they won't be flying over the Sinai Peninsula until more is known about what happened. Tom?
Alex Marquardt from where that plane took off in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Alex, thank you. I want to bring in ABC aviation consultant, retired Colonel Steve Ganyard. Steve, from what you've seen so far, could this have been a bomb?
It could be, Tom. Airplanes just should not come out of the sky at 31,000 feet. So we need to look for some catastrophic cause, and a bomb could be one of those. The problem is these claims by the terrorist group really don't match up with what we saw with the airplane coming apart at 31,000 feet. The other thing they'll look at is some sort of major structural failure that would have caused the airplane to come apart.
Now, Steve, we know investigators have the black boxes, but in your opinion, will that matter?
This mishap may have occurred so instantaneously that there may not be any data that would be helpful on the black box. What's going to be more important is going to be the wreckage on the ground, how it's laid out. Are there things like bomb residue? So the real investigation now needs to shift to the ground and to the desert and recreating what happened in this mishap.
Colonel Steve Ganyard for us tonight. Steve, thank you.